Random
Hello.
noises.
Random.
Of
So
course, of
what
course,
it
it's opinionated MJ, Neil,
It's Chuck.
Neil Classical, and Chocolate,
Let's see.
Chocolate
what
Queen,
up
ladies and gentlemen.
It was
I
A.
called us. She
what
called
up
us
though
to the
what's
round
happening?
table today.
It
Yeah.
was
Go
A.
ahead, Todd.
So I want to just have this conversation with some uh men.
Yeah.
I just want to ask y'all a question, and then we can go, I guess, from there. But do you feel that men these days
What you think
are
about
like, okay, for instance, the men that you grew up with, the older men that you grew up with, probably
The OG.
instilled some things into you to be, to carry you on to the next
Yeah.
chapter in your life when you bypassed 18, 21, 25,
Yeah.
30,
Yeah.
35. But it seems
Yeah.
that this generation of men, this 35 and under, is just so
They
dang
don't have that.
soft.
No, they are.
They
I
so
mean, this is
soft.
this is an easy discussion for me anyway, because I'm one of the few that actually, like, my father was in my life, but I can't say he was the one imparting like a certain level of wisdom or levels of knowledge into me until I hit like 31. Then he started telling me some profound things, you know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
as a
Okay.
kid, it was just, it was just, I don't be a punk. I don't, it was like just knocking me around. You know what I mean? Whenever he got a chance to, saying little stuff that would be like the verbal version of physically knocking me around, the kind of, and it made me probably have a level of rage, but it ain't nothing like how these young, you know what I mean? And ain't no point in calling them young, because you talking about people that's almost our age too. And
Yeah.
my answer to that is that a lot of these dudes was raised, and to a certain extent, it ain't that they ain't have OGs. It's that they was coddled by their mothers. Their mothers was, oh baby, come here, always hugging them, kissing them. Oh, that's my son, defending them. You
Do
know,
do
no
you think
matter
it is
what.
the coddling though, or do you think it's
Yeah,
a
it's a
lack
coddling.
of coddling?
I
Because
mean,
in a sense,
let
I
me let
think
me.
it's the lack of coddling.
No, I think it's coddling. I think it's too much coddling and not telling their sons no. So now they deal with women with a level of expectation instead of being able to accept rejection. So then they flip when they get rejected by a woman because they mama, they sisters, they mama, they aunties, all of that was always telling them, yeah,
I mean, I'm an auntie. I'm a great aunt. So
yeah,
I have a lot of nephews. I have a lot of nieces. Um,
yeah,
I've always wanted to make sure that my nieces knew what love was,
yeah,
and so I love them. You know, despite their outer appearance. But with the boys, I wanted to make sure that they was well aware of being. It's okay to have emotions. It's okay to be upset about something as long as you talk it out. I didn't want them to be the angry men, the angry black men. I didn't want them to be the aggressive, emotionally inept men. So
right,
I've tried to, at least, I'm not gonna say always, but I've tried to at least give them plenty of hugs and plenty of love, plenty of attention, and plenty of you know uh toughness with that. If they're
right.
acting like a crybaby, I'm gonna make sure I let them know. You don't have to cry about everything. If you skinned your leg, get up and walk it off. Like, you're a guy, you're built tough. We're women are built to endure, men are built to last.
And sure,
They're what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
y'all are supposed to be the protectors, and we're supposed to be, the respecters. So um I don't know, it's just this generation of men are like, dragging these garbage bags from women's house to women's house, and it's okay to be living up under a woman. It's okay to let her
says
do
who?
all the work. I'm just saying, this generation of men, this
Oh,
35 and under, um, it's okay for the woman to go to work every day and the guy stay home and play video games all day, Fortnite or life. You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
yeah.
what are you doing playing 2K until 4 in the morning, and your partner has to be at work that morning, but that's not your care because she got to figure that out. You need to beat this score. You need to be on here with your boys, or you need to roll a fatty up and smoke it till you fall asleep at night. I mean, it's to
Right.
me, it's horrible.
Are
I can't
you
I can't
talking
stand
about the
I can't stand
exception
these skinny
or
jeans. I can't stand those high water pants. I can't stand it. It's irking me so bad. And I just had that, Neil, I just needed your random noises so I could get this off my
had to
chest.
ventilate?
Man.
So what was the root of this? Where did this come from?
Well,
Where did
I
this
have a lot of kids. I have a lot of nieces and nephews. I don't have any children of my own, but I've been an aunt since I was 10 years old.
so you're
So
observing
I'm
this younger
observing
generation.
their different the men that approach them. I'm observing the interactions that men have with my nieces, and um, I'm not saying that all my nieces are baddies. They are, but I'm just saying they're
They're going to
attractive,
navigate the
strong
well.
women, and these soft men want to approach them like, you know, you should be with me because I look good. Like that's not all what you gotta be. You can't just look good and pay the bills.
See, I feel like a lot of the gap was created by a lack of sports and a lack of structure.
Structured by who? The parents, or structured by the school? Structured by
Just
society?
in
Structured by
general,
what?
just there's just less structure than it was. Like even if you look at old archival footage of like school kids, it just seems like they were more church. You had erosion of these things, these pillars of society, and we're just seeing the results of it.
Hmm.
So it's like you have a generation of less competitive men because I feel like competition has been stripped away. Like you don't want to make people feel bad or inferior, but in turn you're not accentuating the the greatness in people to justify not exposing the weakness in people.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah,
So,
I can see what you're saying there because they wanna celebrate everything from getting past
which
first
has its
grade to
place,
getting past
like
fifth
that
grade,
has its
getting past
place.
sixth grade.
Like you need to acknowledge every accomplishment, but then it's like, can we also not necessarily elevate greatness, but just make it to where it's not frowned upon just like any other, you know what I mean? Just have respect for accomplishments.
Right.
But I don't know. It's not one thing. It's not one specific thing that's going to fix it. It's a just a bunch of bunch of little things that culminated into this one thing that you like irritated by. And Mike, what's your opinion? Do you feel the same way?
Do you think
And
gender reveals started this?
gender reveals. No, because
Um,
gender, nah.
I mean, think about gender
I feel social
reveals.
media did have like a role to play.
Definitely,
But you can blame everything on social media.
you can.
And then what is it a lack of accountability, or has there been so much accountability in the wrong thing?
um, I mean, it's that's a real that's a loaded question because I just take it from how I was brought up. I mean, I guess social media could have a hand in it because everybody is trying to appropriate everybody nowadays. Everybody is in everybody's business, including men. And then a lot of men now like are even worse gossipers than they didn't used to think men was gossipers. Now they say men are the worst gossipers. You know what I mean? And I actually, as a man, stay away from gossip. I stay away from talking down about somebody, and I've always been that way. I've always called out even my own boys at times. Like I don't know, Neil, if I didn't told you in the past, like certain stuff was going on certain phone conversations, like when I used to kick it with the boys, with the fellas on the phone, and I'd be like, oh, old boy, he lost his job. Oh, y'all worried about if his wife gonna leave? I'm like, no, let me call this man up. Let me make sure he good. He got my part in. If you need to find a job doing this and that. Not saying that they was gossiping, but it's situations that's like that lead. You know what I mean? Like as a man, you supposed to step up for your brother, be your brother's keeper. You know what I mean? And a lot of these men don't even have that type of trait to them at all. Like it's just, let me talk down about this dude. And then I notice a lot of men, when it comes to women, they completely go away from who they are as men and immediately just they conform to whatever the woman is about. Because I've literally seen men ask a woman, do you smoke, do you drink? She be like, oh no, I don't do that, and I don't smoke no more. And then they smokers and drinkers themselves, and then they be like, oh yeah, no, I don't smoke either, I don't like my woman to do. You lying, bro. You know what I mean? Like you are conforming yourself to be able to fit within whatever the confines that will be required of you in order to fit into her, basically, bro. And it's like to a certain extent, they throw themselves away as men in so many facets nowadays. And I'm big on putting my statue down. Like as a man, when it comes to women, you gotta just be who you are, bro. You know what I mean? Or you gonna fake it, and then eventually you're not gonna be able to make it because you ain't gonna be able to fake it till you make it. Because if it's something that you're not, you won't be that. You know what I mean? You won't. And then it just comes to just being men in general. Like for instance, I could say my okay, so it's like a manager over my manager, and I just so happened to catch them on the telecom. I don't know if I should be putting this on wax like this, but I just so happened to overhear a telecom. He talking to her like she's like uh 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 like he a pimp and she a prostitute. You know what I'm saying? Like she's one of his hoes or something. He talking to her like that, like, no, listen. Now, mind you, when this man, I didn't butted heads with this man before when he was my manager. And he don't handle men like that. You know what I mean? It'd be like, hey, bro, calm down, or man, hold on, let's take this in the office. And okay, look, I hear you. This, that. But you talking to that woman like, you just built like the Hulk. And she just, you know what I mean? Like, you talking to her like she your equal, but you don't talk to men like that. You talk to a woman like that. And that's an older dude. Like, he's about 50, if not older. Like, slightly older, maybe slightly less. Like, maybe somewhere between 48, 52. You know what I mean? And it's just, I don't know, man. I don't even know if we
So is
could put an
that
age.
respect?
I mean, I don't know if that's respect. I don't know if that's
You see what I
like,
mean?
it might be something laced on that because I don't know whatever past type of relationship they may have had being coworkers or being in the managerial space. A lot of managers be trying to step on one another. So he got the power right now because he's over her. But it's like, bro, don't talk down to somebody that's actually below you. You know what I mean? Like
Don't
like
use
what
your
Chappelle
authority.
said, punching low. What Chappelle be
Punching
saying
down,
that he be doing? Punching down. Don't
punching
punch
down.
down. Especially you a man and you punching down on a woman. Like, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, not if you're a real man. And then just dealing with these men nowadays, like hearing some of the things that they have to say, or it's just it don't seem like it's no real men that's been around them, or you know what I mean. And then we can attribute it to, okay, in the black community, in the ethnic community, the Mexican communities, in our communities, how many of our families are actually families? You know what I mean? How many of these little boys is coming from they daddy in the house? How many of these little boys is coming from if they daddy is hardworking, where they uncles at? Where they big brothers at? Where they, you know what I mean? How many women is actually allowing them to be in certain spaces? Oh no, his uncle do this and that, so he ain't going over there. I mean, and that's cool to keep them safe, but them men needed to be able to impart certain wisdoms and perspectives into them little boys. You know what I mean? And then with it being little boys, like, yeah, let that little boy go do this and that. Give him the responsibility to do this and that by himself. Give him the responsibility to experience life, because as a man, when you get older, life's gonna hit you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
allow that little boy to learn or teach him. So I that's a loaded question, because I just got so much perspective on that. I've been speaking about that in certain circles for a very long time, that a lot of these little dudes don't got OGs no more. You know what I mean? And they got big brother programs and all that out here, but how many women are putting their little boys in them type of situations? You know, they're gonna do a background check on everybody working there before they do that, and then you know, it's more about how you can tear somebody down as opposed to how you can build your own little boy up. You know what I
True,
mean?
true,
Everybody is
true.
looking to point fingers. Everybody is looking to point out your faults, even if them faults is from 20 years ago. You know what I
Right.
mean? Everybody is looking to tear you down. Everybody is looking to appropriate you, like, oh no, this ain't what you is, this is what you is, and tell you who you are.
Right.
Because I am whatever you say I am. And if I wasn't, then why would I say I am?
Okay. All right.
Like,
Shout out. Shout out to
yeah,
MLK
so
So
Man.
and
Shout
it's
so
just
out
this
to
like
is
Slim Shady.
I just, long
you are
story short,
acknowledging the problem.
I
yeah, yeah, I am acknowledging the problem. And
So
it's a
what
lot of
is
it's a lot of factors.
mean,
so
But I
so
what
think
are the
how can this
I,
change? How can
I,
we see the
at the end of the
problem?
day?
How
I
can this
mean,
be different?
okay, so let me ask y'all this question. Do it start at home? Just think about this. The the little boys is raised like little princes and kings, and the little girls is raised like hell. Most of the women that I've dated, no, I'm about to be straight up dead ass real. Most of the women I've dated have mothers that are either jealous, pointing things out that there's nothing to even be seen, or they just be on their head hard, like they daughter can't do this right, that right, nothing right. You know what I mean? Like they just nothings. They get cussed out, they get dragged through the mud, they get told, oh, you got to do this and that. Oh, when I was getting raised, this is what I went through, and then it's like they take the bitterness from their upbringing and try to pass it down to their daughters. But if they have a little boy, he the man of the house.
Oh wow.
He gonna open the door at 3 for the mailman. He gonna open the door for me at 3, 5, 7 years old. But if it's somebody else, all they gotta do is give that dude the little Undertaker, Big Daddy Cool Diesel kick, and he on the floor. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't no man of the house.
Right.
Not for real.
The Big
Right.
So
Daddy Cool Diesel kid.
yeah,
I feel you
yeah,
on that.
the
You
Kevin
know,
Nash.
I was raised in a Hispanic household where, the men in the family get fed, they get their plates first, or they get
The big piece of
their
chicken.
meal. Yeah, they get the big piece of chicken first. And so I was only raised with one of my brothers growing up. So, see him being treated like the man of the house my entire life, I never thought of him as the man of the house. Like I was a total opposite. When he, said to do something, I did the opposite. You supposed to stay here, you on a punishment, I'm out the window. You know, like I never wanted to give him that status because to me he didn't earn it. He just got it because of a birthright, but you didn't earn that status yet. Why should I give you so much respect and you haven't earned that respect? That's how I felt as a kid. Do I still feel that same way? Yes, kinda, yeah. I mean, he do still think he my daddy, but he's not my daddy. He's my brother.
But
I
this
mean,
that's
Right.
being responsible.
but he wasn't responsible. He just
It was
enjoyed the
being
title. He just
responsible.
enjoyed the
I mean, but
power.
he okay, and you said your brother, right? Because
Yeah,
I
that's
missed
my
that part,
brother.
right? Your brother. I mean, but he's supposed to be your protector at the end of the day.
He is, but he doesn't. That's not what he did as a kid.
Okay, okay,
He
okay. I
wasn't he
get you.
wasn't in that role, but he was given that title, but he never
Right,
really filled that role. If I needed
right,
help, I knew not to ever ask him because he wasn't gonna help.
Right.
I
right,
think maybe one time in my whole entire life, I'm getting chased by, 3, 4 teenage guys because I mean I beat their little sister up, and so they chased me, and that's probably the only time my brother ever stepped in to do something for me in that sense. But after that, I didn't. He, never came to my rescue. Not that I needed to be rescued, but um, I just didn't see him as that. That title was just given to him. It wasn't earned. Now, do
Right.
I have men in my life that have earned titles to where, yeah, I look at them as, being strong and resilient. And yeah, of course I do. But not in the household that I grew up in. He was just given a title. And, we were just supposed to, I guess, respect that, acquiesce to that. But none of the women did, except my mother. Maybe my
Because she
sisters every so
understood.
often, but not really. I mean, my sisters were really a strong, independent thinking type of female. So um, he was our brother, so we had to protect him. He was the
That's
only
what
male that we grew
it's
up with.
insurance in case the insurance was there.
Yeah, I get. I mean, if he was ever in trouble, I would help him. But I don't think that if I was in trouble, would he help me? I've been in a situation where I was gonna, me and my sister was about to fight these, few people, and like literally, knuckle up type fights, and he comes up like, "You guys are always into something," and I'm like, grab a brick or something if you scared, like do something. He's like, "No, I gotta go to work. Like, y'all tripping," and I'm like, "You so damn soft." So, I mean, of course, being a lady that I am, I probably shouldn't have been fighting, but he didn't even know what we were fighting for. He never even asked. So, to me, that was soft to me. And he's older than me, so that this conversation is different from him because him as a man, he does work, he does provide, he is a protector of his household. But these guys that I'm talking about now, these 35 and under, they're not that. They're soft. They're, like you said, they get rejected and they want to kill somebody. They want to beat them up, smack them up, and steal their bank card. And, I mean, they just doing stupid stuff, like stupid stuff. I have a
See,
neighbor that
is it more or
every
is it just
every
more
time she has a
visible?
boyfriend, he done stole her TV or he carrying his garbage bags outside, cussing her out because he's gonna go with another woman. Like, why is y'all so soft? Like, that is not how you handle the situation. If y'all not compatible, y'all not compatible. You talk it out and you move on. You don't
Right.
you don't
I
have
mean, but
another.
but what are those behaviors? Them behaviors sound like something that a woman would do. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
And
Yeah,
okay, and who they get it
exactly.
from? Who they get it from though? They got it
I
from their
don't know.
moms.
I
They got
don't
it from their
know.
moms. They
Is
got
it
it
the
from their
Kool-Aid?
mothers. No, they got it from the mothers.
Man, that's crazy.
So that's what you feel
Yeah.
the the disconnect begins is in the household.
Mhm.
I go with that. I also go with the fact what Neil said about um uh not being accountable, not taking on responsibilities because it was it's okay. He doesn't have to pay that bill. I'll pay the bill. Oh, he has a baby. I'll pay the kid's child support. Like what?
So is that things not functioning or is thing like the band-aid? You know what I mean? Is it what is it the is that the result or is it the fact that that safety thing is in place shows that there is some type of structure, it's just not being utilized in the best way?
I think the utilization is off tremendously. I mean, but what's up with these high water skinny jeans? They look like leggings, but don't go all the
Okay.
way past their calves. Like,
Listen,
what's up with that?
the tall T phase is over. All right.
Tall T
You might as
pays is
well
way over.
this
I
is
mean, I
this,
remember when that
this
one song, you're a jerk, you're a jerk, you're a jerk, and he wore
I know.
those pants that was like to his thigh, his mid thigh, and they were super tight. Like, why are people wearing those? They're literally going
Because
out and buying
kids.
extra small clothes. But
Yeah,
yeah,
they
it
are.
was
Just
kids.
That's
It
a
was
that's
kids
a
at first.
metro. They call it metrosexual. It's a European style. And I don't know when
Horrible.
it got to the, I don't know how it infiltrated the black community, but I mean, it got to do with, because
Designer
when I see
fashion
those,
clothes.
You're
yeah,
kind of muffled, Mike.
you know, huh?
You're a little muffled.
So
I'm a little muffled.
European
Yeah.
designer
You hear me now?
fashion clothes.
Say something good.
Something good.
It's a little bit better, yeah.
You
um,
in the bad
but
section.
I was saying like that's a European metrosexual style. I remember reading something in the like early 2000s.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it might have been right after high school that was saying this is what's coming, and I didn't ever think it was coming to the black community that way. But when I seen it, or when I see it, I think of uh, why do you have on women's clothes? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then even like because you know women love they men to be wearing like them joggers and all that. I'm like, why you want a man to be wearing some jogging pants that's baggy in the thighs, but is grabbing the hell out of our calf?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't like that. You know, and I'd be like, you
But
know, they be some of them in the past wanted to get me. You like joggers? Like no, I would not wear no joggers. Like
Mm-mm.
for what? You know what I
No.
mean? And I ain't got no little dude legs. I got football player legs. You know what I'm saying? Like don't I mean no joggers. No, my calf muscle was like I'm gonna kick you and it's over. You know what I mean? Like
you're not gonna Shannon
now,
Sharp
like
it.
no, right?
You're not
You
gonna
know what
Shannon
I'm
Sharp it.
saying? So just, no, I'm not gonna Shannon Sharp it, bro. No, even now
Mm.
that I done shed pounds, no, people like, oh, you should wear. Like, I'm not wearing that. Like, for what? Why? Like,
It's just too much. Now I see
way
grown
too
men
much.
wearing it. We're not talking about
You're not
Yeah,
kids
they
trying to
wearing it.
do.
I
accentuate your
see
calves.
grown men.
They do. They do. And it's not manly to me, but that comes it's more feminine and I would stem that I would like attach that to what? Them being around women all their life, them being around them same women that didn't mind seeing uh I ain't gonna say names because I don't want our pod to get attacked, but you know, a lot of women was bailing certain situations out when certain things was happening, and they involved men that seemed like they were men that were powerful, men that were looked up to by other, like the little boys, the teenagers, and the early young adults.
Yeah.
Um, things was happening. They was like, "Oh no, that ain't that. Oh no, that's cool. Oh no, that's this. Oh no, that's that." You know, but then soon as that said black man ends up coming out, they tearing them down. But it's like, well, you okayed all of the behaviors that was telling you that this is like this. Not saying that I'm because let's not
So
go there either.
that's
Like, oh,
so
you sound like
which
you're a homophobe or something like that. Like, no,
how
to each his
canceled are you
own.
trying to get?
Uh, no, I'm not trying to get canceled. What I'm saying is more feminine behaviors have been allowed in men so much that it has taken it don't make them look like men no more. Like when I think of men, I'm thinking muscular. Like you know how we grew up, Neil. We grew up with GI Joes that's ripped. You know what I
You
mean?
know
Looking
what's
like little Scott Steiner action figures and all of that. You know what I
the
mean?
fact? You know what's fascinating to me is the fact that there aren't any strong like role models that you could
Right,
point to and be like, this is something I want my children to emulate. Like it used
right,
to be like GI Joe and Transformer, Power Rangers, and like being
right,
courageous and being like a hero. But now it's like SpongeBob and more irreverent stuff.
right. Yeah,
It's not necessarily
yeah.
geared toward doing the right thing, being a
Well,
courageous
it's not
person,
masculine.
being yes, yes. Even
It's just not masculine.
what is so what do you feel like it's not necessarily a strong masculine energy when it comes to entertainment for kids?
Definitely isn't.
Yeah,
I feel like that's lacking.
yeah, it
Definitely
is.
isn't.
What do we have right now?
SpongeBob, like you can name it.
No, I mean like what masculine like shows or figures, cartoons, whatever. What? Because
I
I
mean,
don't know
sports, wrestling, but it's not something that's like like the regular standard norm. Like you can't cut on TV and Batman is on there, and if it
exactly.
is, it's not. He's not physically
He's
imposing.
not our Batman.
Not my Batman.
Yeah, he's not our Batman. The Dark Knight that pop up
You're
in out
not
the shadows and,
Batman.
and jaw jack Joker every time you see him.
But that's not. But that's not the. But that's not the standard. And I guess the reason there's got to be a reason why we're going away from that. Like, are they trying to make people more docile?
Right. At least the men, because the women, on the other hand, is
Mhm.
probably a whole nother podcast. The women
The, the
are
women is more masculine than the men.
the more aggressors, the more
When
breadwinners,
you
the
what is
more
that?
assertiveness. I mean, it's I don't know what's going on. It's perplexing me seeing this and hearing this and observing this. And it's not just around where I am. I see it. I mean, this is, yeah, we do talk about basketball a lot. But look at some of the basketball players that we talk about. Look at the
I mean, you
day
can
and
see
the
how they dress.
age that basketball in. I mean, you get a little, tweak of your ankle, they carrying you all the way out that mud. They want to make sure
Because
you don't roll that ankle twice.
I mean, there's there's that.
So it's
There's
not
the
just the mothers that are coddling them. It's generally everybody. Check out the situation where the men's basketball, football team, or whatever was getting like these mega meals when they get coming from practice or whatever, and the women was getting like cold cut sandwiches.
yeah,
Wait, what?
and
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
like
Like they were getting like
the
carrots and
budget,
ranch.
the
What
budgets
happened?
for the athletic departments are just so crazy that the men will be getting like filet mignon, and then
Yeah,
the female students, athletes will be getting like
it was
That's
terrible.
crazy. That's
It's
crazy.
terrible. It's a terrible situation, and I'm not sure why it started,
what's that?
but it needs to stop.
What's that?
Please let it stop.
So what is the solution? Is it more?
I think it right now
No, kicking the
it
door and
has
just
to
start
be
beating these little boys down and
the
killing
women
stuff
in
like
their
that.
lives. The men in their lives need to. I don't even know if they should
See what I mean?
even talk to them or show them what it's like to be men. Because if they had that around, they would know how to be men.
I'd say make sports mandatory. Just like they had a draft for the army, they just
Yeah,
make everyone just pick us. Everyone gets a sport to play.
everybody play rugby. Get out
Everybody,
there.
yeah, pick you get a sport like you get a vocation. Just like you can learn how to be a hairdresser, you can learn how to be a plumber.
Man,
Every child needs to be given like an actual sport vocation.
man, that might help.
Even boys and girls.
I mean, but sports don't make you really tough. It just makes you be able to learn how to work within a team system.
I mean, then they can be figure out another, not necessarily as a sport, but then you have one for the team and then one for the individual.
I don't know. I think you guys should give me your last final thoughts about what's going on, and then we can wrap this up.
Yeah, because I'm gonna give my
Oh,
kid in a mixed martial arts, so he gonna be
Right, there you
the
go.
bully
Teach us some
bully.
discipline.
my final thought on this is mothers need to make sure
I can't hear you, Mike. Say it, speak up a little
mothers
bit more, bud.
I said mothers need to make sure the boys have their fathers in their lives to the extent that
Well, you know what they say, mama's baby, daddy's
damn near
maybe.
make
Mm,
nah, damn near make that man before he beds you sign a contract that says if we have a son, you must take custody of him. Should we break up because they need to be around men, and it may make the men that ain't all the way men become better men because they have to take care of their sons, and the little boys will also be around men, they father friends, You know what I mean? And hopefully that makes them better men. And I mean, because I don't know what the OGs at for them no more. Because everybody
Right.
had kids so young. The OGs is
Understandable.
dying off, and now the new OGs is in their 30s. You know what I mean? So
Right, right. And Neil?
I don't know. It's eventually it's gonna get to a point where the good is gonna come out and the bad is gonna wash away. What is it? Hard times make weak people. Weak times
Yep.
make strong people.
strong people. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just waiting around till it's your time to shine.
Yeah, that's where
Hey,
you gotta hear it first, guys. Thanks for joining us all for this random noises. Neil Classic, thank you for opening this up for us.
Yeah, I'm just trying to help you ventilate.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to get on your level.
That's what I'm doing.
And we out.